You slide out of your mother into cold water somewhere in the North Pacific. She pushes you upward with her rostrum, driving you toward the surface. You don't know how to swim yet, so your tail flaps weakly while your body rolls sideways. She pushes harder, keeping you moving until light breaks above. Your blowhole opens above the waterline for the first time, but you don't exhale first. Water floods in and burns through your airways, choking you. You sink back down, your body going still. Your mother swims beneath and lifts you again, this time faster. She breaks the surface with you on top of her back. You cough once, then twice, forcing the water out. Then you inhale, and air fills your lungs. 2 other adults appear on either side, flanking you and your mother as you swim. They're your aunts, and they're blocking you from drifting too far from the group. You try to push forward on your own, but your tail barely moves water. One aunt nudges you back toward your mother's side. Then something passes below in the murky water. Your mother dives suddenly, leaving you at the surface. You hear a dull thud. Then she rises again with blood clouding around her mouth. A gray shape retreats into the deep. It was a shark, and she rammed it hard enough to send it running. You press against her side, exhausted from just staying afloat. You're 6 months old now. Your tail works properly, pushing you through the water with enough strength to keep pace with the adults as they patrol deeper areas. The pod moves toward a thick school of salmon swimming near the rocky coast. The adults spread out in a wide circle, trapping the fish between them. You watch your mother dive beneath the school and drive upward, pushing salmon toward the others waiting above. An aunt snaps one out of the water, kills it with a shake, then brings it to you. It's already dead, so you tear into the soft belly and swallow chunks whole. Then you spot another salmon at the edge of the group and chase it on your own. It darts left suddenly, but you turn too slowly, and it escapes into darker water. Later, the pod swims toward a sheet of ice floating on the surface. A seal rests on top with its head down. The adults begin swimming in tight circles around the ice, making waves that rocket side to side. You don't understand what they're doing until 3 of them line up and swim straight at the ice together. The wave they create crashes over the seal and washes it into the water. Your mother kills it in seconds, biting down on its neck before it can swim away. Skip forward a bit, and you're 2 years old now. During a hunt, you chase a salmon further from the pod than usual, following it into shallow water near a rocky shore. The fish escapes into a kelp forest, so you slow down and scan the bottom for anything else worth eating. That's when you spot a stingray buried in the sand with only its eyes showing above the surface. It's smaller than you, so you swim straight at it trying to grab it quickly. But the ray explodes upward from the sand with its barbed tail whipping toward your face. You jerk your head back just in time, so the barb cuts through the water where you were a second ago. You circle around and try again, this time coming at it from the front where the tail can't reach you. You bite down on its wing, but the flesh is tougher than salmon, and it tears free before you can get a grip. The ray drops back to the sand and tries to bury itself again. Then you remember watching the adults flip sharks onto their backs to stun them before killing them. So you dive beneath the ray and ram upward with your rostrum, sending it tumbling through the water. While it's spinning and trying to right itself, you bite again, this time clamping down hard enough to crush through the cartilage. It stops moving after a few seconds. You drag it to the surface and tear into the flesh. It's chewy and tastes nothing like salmon, but it's yours. A few minutes later, your mother appears with 2 aunts. They circle you once, looking at the half-eaten ray, then continue swimming without stopping. They saw what you did, but solo kills are just survival. The pod hunts bigger prey, and soon, you'll need to join them when they do. You're 4 years old now. The pod tracks a gray whale calf and its mother moving through open water during their migration north. The adults spread out wide, so you follow their movements and position yourself near the calf's tail like your aunt showed you earlier. The gray whale turns her body between the pod and her calf, then swings her massive tail through the water to keep everyone back. 3 adults dive beneath her and bite into her flippers and belly, tearing through blubber and making blood cloud the water around her body. Then the calf tries to dive. You're supposed to ram it or bite its tail to stop it from escaping, but you pause for just a second, trying to decide which move to use. That's all the time it needs. It drops past you into deeper water before you can react. Your mother breaks away from the mother whale and chases the calf down herself, driving it back up toward the pod with her teeth scraping its tail. She pushes it into the group, where the others surround it and bite until it stops fighting back. The hunt works, but it took twice as long because the calf escaped the first time. When the killing is done, the adults eat first. You wait at the edge of the group, watching them tear into the calf's belly and strip blubber from its sides. After a while, they move away and let you feed. There's less meat left than usual, mostly scraps near the bones. You learned how to position yourself during this hunt. Next time something tries to dive past you, you'll ram it without thinking. You're 7 years old now. You're hunting alone along a reef shelf, scanning the water for fish while the rest of the pod spreads across different areas miles away. Then a large, great white shark appears from below, rising toward the same school of fish you've been tracking. It's almost as long as you, so it doesn't turn away like smaller sharks do when they see an orca. The shark holds its position in the water, watching you. Neither of you moves toward the fish. Great whites usually leave when orcas show up, but this one stays where it is, blocking your path to the school. So you swim directly at it, building speed with each push of your tail. The shark turns sideways, trying to prepare for a counterattack, but you don't slow down or change direction. At the last moment, you dive beneath it and ram upward into its belly with your rostrum, flipping it completely over in the water. The shark goes stiff immediately, its body locking up as it enters tonic immobility. It can't move or fight back when it's upside down, so it just sinks slowly with its mouth hanging open. You follow it down and bite into its soft underbelly, tearing through flesh until you reach the liver. You rip it free and swallow it whole. The liver is the richest part of any shark, packed with oils that fill your stomach faster than regular meat. The shark's body continues drifting down into the dark water below the reef. You surface and breathe, still hungry but satisfied with the kill. You've just taken down one of the ocean's top predators using only technique, not size or help from the pod. You're 12 years old now. Your pod crosses paths with another group traveling through the same waters. Among them is a young female from a different family line. So you break away from your pod and chase down a seal in full view of both groups, breaching high out of the water after you kill it, and slapping your tail hard against the surface. The female watches from a distance, then crosses into your pod's space briefly and swims alongside you before turning back to her own family. You mate quickly in open water. Orcas don't stay together after mating, so when it's done, she returns to her family and you return to yours. Back with your pod, the matriarch starts positioning you at the front during hunts more often. You're leading attacks now instead of following the older females like you did when you were younger. Then you spot a humpback whale calf separated from its mother in shallow water. You call to the pod with a series of clicks, so the others swim toward you and wait for direction. You dive beneath the calf and drive it toward the surface where two ants are waiting. They block its path, while you circle around and push it back down, timing each rush to keep it from escaping into deeper water. The pod works together to hold the calf underwater until it stops fighting, then you eat first while the others wait. That's a position the eldest females usually take, but they're letting you have it now. Male orcas never rule the family, so you'll follow her authority for the rest of your life. You're 20 years old now. You're hunting salmon near the coast with the pod, where the fish gather in thick schools during their spawning run. Then a fishing boat cuts through the water above you with nets dragging behind it, pulling in salmon faster than the pod can catch them. You follow the boat, trying to grab fish before the nets scoop them up. You manage to snatch one, but the net closes around 3 others right in front of you. So you push closer to the edge of the net, trying to steal another fish, but your pectoral fin snags in the mesh, so the tightening net cuts into your skin and drags you sideways through the water. You thrash hard, trying to pull free, but the boat's momentum keeps dragging you forward and the mesh digs deeper into your fin. You can't surface properly to breathe with the net holding you at an angle. Your mother and an aunt swim up beside you and ram into the net together, biting at the mesh until it tears. The impact loosens the tangle enough for you to rip your fin free, leaving long cuts down the entire length from base to tip. Blood trails behind you as you surface and gasp for air. The boat doesn't slow down or change direction. It just keeps moving forward with its nets still pulling in fish like nothing happened. You're 28 years old now. Your mother swims slower than she used to, taking longer to surface for air between dives. The pod is smaller than it was years ago. 2 members died from disease, and another vanished after a boat hit it during a storm. You're hunting in waters you've visited for years, but the salmon tastes different now. Chemical waste from factories along the coast has been poisoning the fish for months, and you've been eating them without knowing. Your body moves slower through the water than it did before. You surface to breathe more often, and long dives leave you struggling to keep up with the others. A few days later, you wake up and the pod is farther ahead than usual. You push your tail harder, trying to catch up, but the distance between you and them keeps growing. They don't slow down or circle back. Then, you're alone in open water. You call out with a series of clicks, but nothing answers. Orcas stay with their families for life, but when a member can't keep pace anymore, the pod can't wait. You try to dive for fish, but your lungs don't hold enough air and you surface gasping after just a few seconds. You try again, but your body sinks without you controlling it. You float at the surface with your breathing getting slower and weaker with each cycle. Then you exhale one last time through your blowhole, and your body stops moving. You drift there for hours before sinking into the dark water below, where the current carries you away from everything you knew. Life as an orca might be rough, but there's another animal out there that has it way worse. Trust me, it's wild. Check out the video and see for yourself.